to Tarflower's first ever trivia night. I'm your host, Mandy. I hope everyone is staying safe and social distancing and doing all the smart things during this very unique time that we're in. I will be joining you tonight by our behind the scenes musical co-host, Bradley. And we're gonna give everyone just a few minutes to sign on and then we're gonna get started. Make a comment. All right, just a few more minutes to let everyone have a moment to sign in, and then we'll get started with our first round of trivia. Thanks for playing the guitar riff. All right, should we start?
Wait 3 minutes. You want to wait till 7:05?
Yeah. All right, we're going to start right at 7:05, everyone. Stay tuned.
My own screen.
No.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Tarflower's first ever trivia night. As I stated before, my name's Mandy, and I'll be your host this evening, along with our behind-the-scenes musical co-host, Bradley. This is my first time hosting trivia, so please, as we're going, let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you're liking it. Send me a personal message. And I love everyone interacting in the comments. That's great. Feel free to comment your team name if you are so inclined. And while we're not playing for any actual prize tonight, it's just for fun, I did have a few rules. First and foremost, the first rule is please do not post any answers in the comments. Let's give everyone a chance to play and everyone to answer for themselves. So that's really the only rule for tonight. But the second kind of rule we have is like, there's no penalty, but please don't look up answers while we're playing. It just makes it more fun for everyone. And again, since we're not playing for a prize or fun, it's just funner not to look up the answers, and I will let you know the answers and go over the questions after each round. And the last rule is to have fun. So without further delay, let's begin with our first round of questions. And just kind of an overview for the night, we're going to have 3 rounds with 5 questions in each round, and I will give you about 30 seconds between each question, as well as a little break between each round if you need to get up and leave the live stream for a moment. So first question is a true or false? The orange tree is not native to Florida. All right, and question number 2. Milkweed is the host plant for which specific species of invertebrate to lay their eggs on? Alrighty, question number 3 is multiple choice. Which of the following plants is classified as an angiosperm? Is it A, the magnolia tree, B, longleaf pine, C, cinnamon fern, or D, the kunti palm?
You need to repeat the questions.
All right, and then just to repeat that question again and give you the multiple choice, which of the following plants is classified as an angiosperm? A, magnolia tree, B, longleaf pine, C, cinnamon fern, or D, the kunti palm? And after each round, I will go back and repeat all 5 questions at the very end of the round as well. Okay, question number 4, round 1, is another true or false. So true or false? Florida is home to the most variety of carnivorous plants in the United States.
Repeat it.
Okay, and just to repeat it one more time, but I will go over all the questions after the end of the round. True or false? Florida is home to the most variety of carnivorous plants in the United States.
Because it's coming out for some people, so Eric says you can Eagles too.
Brad loves some Eagles tunes. Okay, and the last question of round 1 is, and this is not multiple choice and it's not true or false, it's just straight up trivia. What is the Florida state tree? You can give me the common name or the scientific name. And again, that question was, what is the Florida state tree? I'm not seeing everyone's comments. Hi, Bree. I see you're on there saying hi. We have a bunch of cool people tuned in. Thanks for joining. Alrighty, and that completes the set of questions for round 1. And I'm just going to go through and repeat all the questions very quickly in case anyone's feed cut out or anything. The first question was true or false. The orange tree is not native to Florida. Number 2 was milkweed is the host plant for which specific species of invertebrate to lay their eggs on. Question number 3 was multiple choice. Which of the following plants is classified as an angiosperm? And your choice of answers are A, magnolia tree, B, longleaf pine, C, cinnamon fern, or D, the Kunti palm. Number 4, another true or false. Florida is home to the most variety of carnivorous plants in the United States. And number 5, what is the Florida state tree? All right, we're gonna give you about 3 minutes. Get up, take a stretch, anything you need, and then we'll come back and we'll go through the answers for round 1. Okay, and while everyone's sitting there contemplating their answers for round 1, I did want to just give a quick shout out to the Tarflower chapter. That is us. We service Orange County in Florida. And our meetings are typically held the first Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. at Lou Gardens. And these are open to the public. They're free. We usually have some light refreshments and snacks and a really cool speaker that'll give about a 50-minute lecture on different topics relating to native plants or Florida ecology or the like. And we are trying our best in these unique times to switch over to a virtual platform to keep our members and everyone in the community active with native plants. So this May, we're actually having Brian White. He's the CEO and co-founder of the Yopan Brother Tea, American Tea Company. And he's going to be giving a talk on May 5th at 7 p.m. via Facebook live stream on Florida Yopan and a future of regenerative agriculture through native crops. So it's going to be a really good talk. They've had a really successful run with their company so far. It's really cool to see a local agricultural company who's actually doing all native products succeed like that. So we are very excited to have Brian White, and he was lenient enough with us to go and do a Facebook live stream instead of our in-person meeting as they typically are. Yeah, the Yopan Brothers talk will start at 7 p.m. on May 5th. It's going to be a good one. I hope everyone can make it and log in for that one. Okay, so hope everyone's feeling good after round 1. It's time to go over the answers for that round. So for the first question, true or false, the orange tree is not native to Florida. That is true. The orange tree, while we all associate oranges and Florida oranges with our state, was actually native to Asia and was introduced to Florida in the mid-1500s. All right, number 2, milkweed is the host plant for which specific species of invertebrate to lay their eggs on. That is the monarch butterfly. So we won't just accept butterfly this time. You had to know it was specifically the monarch butterfly. Butterflies are actually highly specialized invertebrates that will lay their eggs on specific types of plants. So they won't ever go and just lay their eggs on, an oak tree. It's always going to be a species of milkweed or the plant genus Asclepias. Number 3, which of the following plants is classified as an angiosperm? Your choices were magnolia tree, longleaf pine, cinnamon fern, or kunti palm, and the answer was A, magnolia tree. So angiosperms are the broad classification of flowering plants and plants that reproduce by seed. And they're more recently evolved than gymnosperms, which are non-flowering plants. And fun fact, the magnolia family is actually one of the most primitive of the flowering plant families, meaning one of the oldest and first flowering plants on Earth. Alrighty, number 4, another true or false. Florida is home to the most variety of carnivorous plants in the United States. That is true. Florida has several species and subspecies of carnivorous plants, including sundews, pitcher plants, butterworts, and bladderworts. Number 5, what is the Florida state tree? The answer was the sable palmetto or the sable palm. So not the orange tree, as we heard earlier in the round. All right, how did everyone do? You guys can post your scores in the comments. Let's see how everyone did. We got 15 viewers. Cabbage palm does count. We will accept cabbage palm, Wendy. Alrighty, let's get on to round number 2. So please remember not to post answers in the comments. Everyone's doing a really great job. Thanks for staying tuned in. Here is your first question. While flowering plants generally reproduce by seed, how do ferns, a non-flowering group of plants, reproduce? And again, that question was, while flowering plants generally reproduce by seed, how do ferns, which are a non-flowering plant, reproduce? Vicky, we'll count palm. Okay. Question number 2 is true or false? Florida, Mississippi, and Texas are the only places in the world you can find both the American crocodile and the American alligator. What, you like that question?
It's not plant related.
It's not plant related, but it is Florida and Eastern United States related question. Okay, question number 3. This is a multiple choice, which of the following animals is known to share a home with the gopher tortoise? Is it A, the burrowing owl, B, the gopher cricket, C, the indigo snake, or D, all of them? And again, to repeat that question, which of the following animal is known to share a home with the gopher tortoise? A, burrowing owl, B, gopher cricket, C, indigo snake, or D, all of them? Alrighty. Question number 4, round 2. There are 67 counties in Florida. How many chapters of FNPS, or the Florida Native Plant Society, exist? Also not really plant related, but still a good question. Oh, and to repeat that question, there are 67 counties in Florida. How many chapters of FNPS exist? Thank you, Brad, for providing our musical breaks for us. Alrighty, last question in round 2. What tropical fruit is Spanish moss related to? And again, what tropical fruit is Spanish moss related to? Oh, and we are going to take a short break, 3-minute break here, and we'll be right back with the answers. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need to repeat all the questions, sorry. All right. Let's go through and repeat those questions for round 2, and then we'll take our 3-minute break. Question number 1. While flowering plants generally reproduce by seed, how do ferns, a non-flowering group of plants, reproduce? Question number 2. True or false? Florida, Mississippi, and Texas are the only places in the world you can find both the American crocodile and the American alligator. Question number 3. Which of the following animals or animal is known to share a home with the gopher tortoise? Is that A, burrowing owl, B, gopher cricket, C, indigo snake, or D, all of them? Question number 4. There are 67 counties in Florida. How many chapters of FNPS exist? And the last question of round 2. What tropical fruit is Spanish moss related to? All right, we'll be right back in a few minutes to give you those answers. Did we have a Beatles request?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for requesting music, everyone.
Sure, I know a Beatles song somewhere.
Alyssa requested the Beatles.
Oh, we got a Beatles request from Alyssa. Coming right up. And again, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is my first time hosting trivia. It was actually really hard to try to gauge like how easy or difficult the questions were, so I tried to give a good mix of both. And if you could comment or let us know what you think, and if you would like to see another trivia night or any other kind of virtual fun night, any ideas, we're welcome, or we're open to them all. So thank you.
I'm looking, but I don't know if I know any Beatles off the top of my head. What about...
20 seconds, Brad. Alrighty, time to go over the answers for round 2. So hope everyone's feeling good after that second round. Make sure to post your scores in the comments. The answers for question 1, round 2. While flowering plants generally reproduce by seed, how do ferns, a non-flowering group of plants, reproduce? And that answer was spores. Ferns are actually classified as pteridophytes, which are among the most ancient plants on Earth, and they do not produce a seed, but oftentimes on many ferns you can see the spores lining the underside of the leaves, and it is a good identification tool as well when you start to look at those little spores on the back of the fern leaves. Second question, true or false? Florida, Mississippi, and Texas are the only places in the world you can find both the American crocodile and the American alligator. That is false. Biscayne Bay at the southern tip of Florida is the only place in the world where both crocodiles and alligators occur. Right here in Florida. Who got that right? Sporangia will accept. Rebecca. All right. Question number 3. Which of the following animals is known to share a home with the gopher torque? And the answer is all of them. You can find the burrowing owl, the gopher cricket, and the indigo snake, all sharing the gopher tortoise burrow. The gopher tortoises that we all know and love here in Florida are a keystone species for our state and are known to share their burrows with over 200 different animals. And question number 4. There are 67 counties in Florida. How many chapters make up FNPS, or the Florida Native Plant Society? That could have been a hit or miss or straight up guess question, but according to the FNPS website, the answer is 37 chapters. So that is just over half of the counties in Florida have an active FNPS chapter. Yay! And number 5, which tropical fruit is Spanish moss related to? And that answer is the pineapple. Believe it or not, Spanish moss is not only not Spanish, but it is not a moss, and it is in the bromeliad family, which is the same family as the pineapple, and other air plants like tillandsias are also in that same family. So how did everyone do?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something. Think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand.
name, Allison?
Say to me.
Poison ivy on my privates.
And please, say to me.
What?
That's Tarflower.
Oh, yeah.
Let me hold your hand.
Okay. So we've made it to our last and final round. Again, please let me know what you think. Were the questions too difficult, too easy, just right? In this last round, some of the questions I think are a little more difficult. So they did kind of progressively get harder throughout the evening. Again, please don't post your answers in the comments. Everyone's doing great with that. Eric, good luck with the wine. Question number 1 in our last round, round 3. This is not multiple choice and it's not true false. This is a straight up trivia question. What is the common name for the flowering plant Beharia racemosa or Bejaria racemosa
Or Baharia.
or Beharia racemosa? And again, that question is, what is the common name for the flowering plant Beharia racemosa? Do we want a hint? We can take a vote. Does everyone want a hint? Is anyone responding? Do they want a hint?
You're on a delay.
Oh.
For like 15 seconds. They want a hint. Brianna wants a hint. Wendy
All right,
wants a
we got 2 people want a hint. All right. All right, we're going to give you the hint. What is the common name for the flowering plant Beharia racemosa? The hint, hopefully helpful, maybe not. Our chapter members should know.
Catherine said, is it related to blueberries?
Catherine, I'm not responding to that because I know you know. Which is another hint. Okay. Question number 2, round 3. This one, we'll see how everyone does. In the 1920s, Thomas Edison was in search of an alternative source for rubber. While researching on his property in Fort Myers, he found this Florida native to be the most promising. Is it A, goldenrod, B, dune sunflower, C, sea grape, or D, the railroad vine? And again, that question is, in the 1920s, Thomas Edison was in search of an alternative source of rubber. While researching on his property in Fort Myers, he found this Florida native to be the most promising. A, goldenrod, B, dune sunflower, C, sea grape, or D, railroad vine. Alrighty. Question number 3. This is another multiple choice question. Florida is home to many unique fire-dependent ecosystems, such as scrub and sandhill. When these habitats become fire-deprived or there is an absence of fire for a prolonged period of time, they start to lose their scrubbiness or their sandhilliness. Which of the following ecosystems would they most likely first evolve to? All right, this is a doozy of a question. Your choices are A, xeric hammock, B, hydric hammock, C, dry prairie, or D, tropical forest. And I'm going to repeat that question because it was a little lengthy, and it's a thinker. Florida is home to many unique fire-dependent ecosystems, such as scrub and sandhill. When these habitats become fire-deprived or there is an absence of fire, they start to lose their scrubbiness and their sandhilliness. Which of the following ecosystems would they most likely evolve or succeed to? A, xeric hammock, B, hydric hammock, C, dry prairie, or D, a tropical forest? Good luck. Alrighty, question number 4, and this is a trivia question, not multiple choice or true false. Number 4, this Florida native shrub is in the carrot family, grows in wet areas, has white umbrella-shaped inflorescence or white umbrella-shaped flower stalks, black berries, and is a popular flavoring for wine, liqueurs, and gins. Name that plant. And we can accept the common name or the scientific name. And let me repeat the question again. This Florida native shrub is in the carrot family, grows in wet areas, has white umbrella-shaped inflorescence, black berries, and is a popular flavoring for wine, liqueurs, and gins. Name that plant. Brad loves Nickelback. Don't let him fool anybody. Okay. This is the last and final question of our trivia night. So question number 5, round 3. The word wort, W-O-R-T, is included in many common names of plants, such as St. John's wort, butterworts, and pipeworts, just to name a few. What does the word wort mean? Okay, and repeat it one more time. The word wort is included in many common names of plants, such as St. John's wort, butterworts, and pipeworts, just to name a few of them. What does the word wort, W-O-R-T, mean? I'm going to go through and repeat all the questions for round number 3. We're going to take a short break again, And then we will come back and go over the last round of answers. So question number 1. What is the common name for the flowering plant Beharia racemosa? The hint was our chapter members should know. Question number 2. In the 1920s, Thomas Edison was in search of an alternative source of rubber. While researching on his property in Fort Myers, he found this Florida native to be the most promising. Was it A, goldenrod, B, Dune sunflower, C, sea grape, or D, railroad vine? Question number 3. Florida is home to many unique fire-dependent ecosystems, such as scrub and sandhill. When these habitats become fire-deprived, they start to lose their characteristic sandhilliness or scrubbiness. Which of the following ecosystems would they most likely evolve into? Is it A, xeric hammock, B, hydric hammock, C, dry prairie, or D, tropical forest? Number 4, this Florida native shrub is in the carrot family. It grows in wet areas, has white umbrella-shaped inflorescence, black berries, and is a popular flavoring for wines, liqueurs, and gins. Name that plant, and we're accepting common or scientific names. And the last question. The word wort, W-O-R-T, is included in many common names of plants such as St. John's wort, butterworts, and pipeworts, just to name a few. What does the word wort mean? All right, we're going to take a short break here, and then we'll be back with those answers.
Battle is over. Here we all lie in a dry sea of solo cups. The sun in our eyes, but it's one of those endings. No one claps 'cause they're sure that there's more. What a great way to start the first day of the rest of my life. Got the show's going on, so we pick up the pieces. We drop a song and an ear-splitting headache makes it hard to figure out which parts are there for. If you could leave this part out of the story I read, there are worse ways to start the first day of the rest of my life. I need one more song. I had it.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We had a few requests for our animal co-host, Chutney. Never happy to be here. Let's go over the answers for the last round of questions. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's production. Please, again, let Tarflower know what you think. If you want another trivia night or any other fun ideas you might have that we can keep everyone engaged and having fun and pass time, while we're all practicing our social distancing. So, without further ado, the answers for round 3. Number 1. What is the common name for the flowering plant Beharia racemosa? The hint was our chapter members should know. And the answer is the tarflower, of course. And as Catherine stated in the comments before, the tarflower is in the Ericaceae family, which is the same family as blueberries. All right, so kudos to everyone who got that one right. Question number 2. In the 1920s, Thomas Edison was in search of an alternative source of rubber. While researching on his property in Fort Myers, he found this Florida native to be the most promising. And that answer was A, goldenrod. That one surprised me, actually. The Henry Ford website, or the Henry Ford Museum, recorded that while Thomas Edison was studying on his property in Fort Myers, he found that the Edison's goldenrod was the most promising prospect as a rubber alternative. And the plant was also named after him, Solidago Edisoniana. And I think recently it was renamed to Solidago Elliottii or Solidago latissimifolia, are all synonyms for the Solidago Edisoniana, which Thomas Edison found was a promising alternative resource for rubber. Very interesting. And number 3, Florida is home to many unique fire-dependent ecosystems, such as scrub and sandhill. When these habitats become fire-deprived or there's an absence of fire, they start to lose their scrubbiness and sandhilliness. Which of the following ecosystems would they most likely succeed to or evolve to? And the answer was A, xeric hammock. And this was a tough one, but with the process of elimination, hopefully some of you came to the right answer. The word xeric means dry, so dry hammock, which makes sense for a sandhill or a scrub, which are typically drier areas to succeed to. And the xeric hammock on the FNPS website is described as a community type typically derived from sandhill scrub or scrubby flatwoods, either by fire exclusion or an artificial fire regime based on winter burns. The absence of fire allows the original ecosystem to be invaded. So as all those little trees and shrubs start to grow in, they start to create a hammock. Number 4, this Florida native shrub is in the carrot family, grows in wet areas, has white umbrella-shaped inflorescence and black berries, and is a popular flavoring for wines, liqueurs, and gins. Name that plant. And the answer is elderberry or Sambucus nigra. So everyone has maybe heard of elderberry and like St. Germain's elderberry liqueur. The berries are actually packed with antioxidants and are said to have many health benefits, but are best known for their flavoring in gin and liqueurs. And number 5, the word wort is included in many common names of plants, such as St. John's wort, butterworts, and pipeworts, to name a few. What does the word wort mean? And the word actually simply means plant. So it's derived from an Old English term back in the 12th century. The term was actually wort, W-Y-R-T, and it's typically associated with herbaceous plants and not woody plants. So how did everyone do in that round? Were the questions too tough, too easy? I hope everyone had fun again, and thank you so much for tuning in. Give us your thoughts and your feedback on social media, and I hope everyone can please join us for our virtual May meeting on Cinco de Mayo at 7 p.m. to talk about Florida Yaupon. And thank you so much again. Thanks, Brad, for being our musical co-host. Oh, good job, Vicky. And Allison and everyone. It looks like you guys did really good. Heather requested a cameo for Brad.